All right, so let's begin. My name is Michelle, and I was introduced to Lifewave 2 years ago. I'm actually coming up on my 2-year anniversary, I believe it's July 8th, and I didn't get my patches until the 15th. And I was given the call right at a time in my life where I didn't know I needed this. I thought something was terribly wrong with me. I wasn't sleeping. I didn't have any mental clarity whatsoever. My husband used to have to finish my sentences because I had such brain fog. And by 4 o'clock, forget it. I was useless. I had no patience for my two little toddlers. I was just so exhausted. If I didn't have a nap in, I couldn't even make it through the day. And now, since I've been doing the patches, I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go straight through till 9, 10 at night. No problem, no nap. And I don't feel tired and I don't drink coffee at all. So that has been an amazing change in my life. But what was really amazing was when my friend called me up and she said, "What do you know about stem cells?" I knew a lot because we had done tons of research. My family, there has been a lot of cancer, and it's been something that's rocked my world since my early 20s. I'm 47 now, and I just thought that I was not going to make it through life. Every time I had a headache or a stomach ache or bone aches, I always thought I had cancer because my brother, at the age of 26 years old, died of brain cancer, a very aggressive form of brain cancer. And then a year and a half later, my father died of a broken heart, and my mom had cancer twice, breast cancer twice. And then fast forward about 20 years later, after my brother passed, his only daughter, who was only a year and a half when he passed, she wound up the same fate as my brother. She passed away from a very aggressive, very rare form of cancer that 70-year-old men get. And it was just one after another after another. My grandmother had passed away at the age of 50 with lung cancer, never smoked a day in her life. So I was always scared about cancer. So when my friend called me and asked me, "What do you know about stem cells?" I knew a lot because we researched, because my brother was sick. And back then, going back 25 years ago, they didn't have stem cell research. But my niece was only 5 years ago. There was a lot of research and it was a lot of money, and it wasn't covered by insurance. So we couldn't go that route. Not that she was even interested in going that route. She was not holistic in any way, nor was her mom. So it was really hard for us. But I had done a ton of research. And I myself, when I was pregnant with my two boys, decided to do cord blood banking. And that was my insurance policy, that God forbid, if any of us got cancer, we had that cord blood, which is stem cells, to use if, God forbid, anything were to happen. And it was a lot of money up front, and we have to pay every month to bank the blood. Well, this patch, which is the size of a Band-Aid, is put on your body and it activates your own stem cells. So you don't have to worry about anything in the patch entering your body because it's non-transdermal. All it's doing is reflecting the light back in your body and activating your body's copper peptides, which then turns on your stem cells. So it's incredible when my friend said to me, "What if I told you that you can activate your own stem cells without anything entering your body?" I said, "Sign me up. I'm all in." And with that, I started sharing it with everybody, and it's been the best thing that I've ever done. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into my story while I share screen, and while I go through some of the slides. So this is a really cool slide because it shows you actually what the stem cell patch looks like. And it's as small as a quarter. And our mantra is elevate, activate, and regenerate. And I will say, first and foremost, we do not ever claim to treat, cure, mitigate any diseases. All we're doing is turning on your body's healing mechanism. So when you place it on your body, it just works like magic. It's a form of phototherapy. So this man, David Schmidt, who is the CEO and inventor of this amazing patch, he is such an amazing man. He's a godly man, and he specialized in age reversing. He has actually over 150 patents. And in 2008, he actually focused his attention on stem cell research. And he placed $4.5 million of his own money and 10 years of research to bring this stem cell patch to market. He had other patches that brought his company to $20 million. And he said, I really want to focus my energy on age reversal. So he really focused for 10 years on doing all the research, double-blind placebo studies, getting patents to bring this to market. And the company just went through the roof. So this is what the patent looks like. And we can actually say what the patent says, because you have to prove that your product works. You have to go through rigorous testing. You have to show that what you say is what the patch does. So we can actually say that through putting this patch on, it will result in elevating a copper peptide, including the activation of stem cells, improvement in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. So why do we need stem cells? Why do we want to activate our stem cells? Well, there are a lot of people that are aging, and the fewer stem cells that you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. Hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging, and I didn't know this. In my background, I have a degree in exercise science. I own 2 fitness studios, and I thought I knew everything about the body. I didn't. I didn't realize that at the age of 30, half of your stem cells fall asleep. They basically become inactive. They go dormant. They don't go away. They just go dormant. And at the age of 60, you're lucky if you have 1 to 5% of your stem cells that are active. That's why aging becomes more pronounced after the age of 60. So this patch is for everybody, and it's not just for aging either. And I'll explain a little bit more about that. So how does it work? It's a form of phototherapy, just like the sun activates vitamin D in our body when we're outside with no sunscreen. This activates a copper peptide in our body. And if you want to look up the copper peptide, it's called GHKCU. Again, that's GHKCU. And if you look up that copper peptide, basically everything that peptide is responsible for is exactly everything that this stem cell activating patch does. So it'll scan your body. It'll go to your weakest link. So you could have like tennis elbow like I had, but maybe you were a smoker. It's going to actually go heal your lungs first because that's your weakest link. And then it will go to maybe something else, and then it will go heal the elbow. So I always tell people you have to give it a month for every decade of life, because if you're only going to give it a month, it may be healing something genetically that you can't feel, but yet you may want it to heal your back. So you got to give it some time. And usually people will notice something within the first 1 to 3 months. I've had people with a lot of stuff going on in their body where it's taken them 6 months to feel anything. Only one person I've heard, and it's not even someone that I know, it's through listening to different podcasts. It took her a year, but after a year, her life turned around, and she was actually suicidal because she was in that much pain and she had that much stuff going on with her. So light reflects light. So when you put this on your body, we are light beings. We emit this infrared light. When you put the patch on, it mirrors that light back in your body. And that's kind of how it works. It's non-transdermal. There's no drugs or stimulants, and it's non-invasive. So anybody can use this. What can you look for? What type of benefits? Increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, improvement of skin appearance. So I was at that point where I was feeling really low and down. And when my friend Di asked me, what do I know about stem cells? I said a lot. And she says, I have this patch. I had just gone to a functional medicine doctor because I was certain something was wrong with me. And she basically came back and said, you're in the beginning stages of perimenopause. I'm 47, like I said, and still on the same cycle every month, no issues there. So I was like, how can I be in perimenopause? And she said, you can be in perimenopause for 10 years. So the lack of sleep, the lack of mental clarity, the fatigue, all of that was just almost like I couldn't even make it through my day. So to have this patch change that, first and foremost, was huge for me because I own 2 businesses and I just need to go and I cannot be tired. And I have 2 toddlers at home. So that was awesome. But the pain that I had in my elbow, I had tennis elbow, and I was constantly going like this to try to release whatever kink I was feeling. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't open up door handles. I couldn't pick up my son. Vacuuming was like non-existent for me. When I put this patch on, I'm considered a one patch wonder. So I don't want anyone to have false hope. However, there are people out there, maybe 1% are one patch wonders where you feel it right away. And I felt it in 10 minutes, the pain was gone. This was something I was dealing with for over 6 months and nothing helped. So that was an aha moment for me. Another aha moment was a month, excuse me, after starting the patches, I noticed that my anxiety went away. That was another thing that came with perimenopause. I was starting to develop major anxiety over something happening to my boys, something happening to me, the world was going to end, anything. My brain was just not thinking logically. 3 weeks, only three, after being on the stem cell activating patch, my cholesterol went down 20 points. When she told me that my cholesterol was elevated, I was very surprised because I have been in fitness from the day I went away to college. I mean, my whole entire high school career, I've been an athlete, but I started in fitness, working for different gyms from college on. So eating healthy was always something I did. And I was surprised that I had elevated cholesterol. But again, perimenopause can do that. So within 3 weeks, having my cholesterol drop 20 points without changing anything except putting this patch on, another aha moment. Fast forward 3 months after being on it, you see how it says improved skin appearance. Well, 3 months after being on, my C-section scar disappeared. Completely gone. I looked down one day and I was like, that's weird. Where did it go? I have people who've had a scar for 15 years that is completely diminished. So that's collagen reproduction. And that's not just hair, skin, and nails. Collagen is internally, it's our organs, it's our tissue, it's scar tissue on the inside of our body, which can also wreak havoc in other ways. So it's really good to have collagen. And taking collagen is not safe. I'm just going to put that out there because I've been researching that. I have a lot of people tell me, I take collagen supplements. It's not safe because most collagen supplements have glyphosate in it, which is Roundup, basically the same compound that's in Roundup. And it's genetically modified. It's cancer-causing, carcinogen. So you do not want to take any liquid or powder or pill supplement of collagen. The best way to get collagen is to basically turn on your own body's collagen production through a stem cell. And if you want to get injections, you can spend $10,000 to $20,000, and the injection may not work, doesn't always go to the site that you want it to, and you have to go back every year, if not every 2 years, because it doesn't stay in your body. This patch is systemic. It goes to your entire body and it works. You have to just give it time, and it's $100 a month. Who can't afford $4 a day? I mean, I'm paying even less because I buy in bulk, and it's the best thing that I've ever done. So let's talk about different testimonials. This is a 77-year-old woman. She went in to just as a tester to see, what it would do for her. She had a lot of brain fog, lack of brain coherence, inflammation in the brain. So they took a thermography of her brain, and that's session 1. So you see all the red, that's all inflammation. Session 2 was in 3 weeks. They took another screen, another topography map, thermography of her brain. And again, 3 weeks of X39, no more inflammation, improved brain coherence. After session 3, which is 6 weeks later, there's a complete turnaround, better brain coherence. And they are doing studies right now on people who have ALS, people who have had brain injuries, and they're seeing new motor neuron development, new neuron firing in the brain. So the studies have not come out yet, but once they are done and they're published, there's going to be amazing results with that. So anybody who's been a stroke victim, anybody who has been in a car accident, definitely something that they should be on. So these are the long-term results. And if you want to look them up, you can look at the case studies on thisisit.info.com. That's the name of our team. Thisisit.info.com. On that, you can see double-blind placebo studies, you can see patents, you can see all about the inventor, different testimonials, how these patches work. It's incredible. And This is what I try to explain to people when they put on the patch and they think within a day, because I felt something in a day, that they should feel something. And I try to really pound it into everybody's head. This is not normal. 1% of the people are one patch wonders. Most people, it takes time. My friend who signed me up, it took her 3 weeks. My husband, it took him 3 to 4 weeks. But within the first few days, you may not feel this, but there's 4,000 genes in our body that begin to reset. And within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. And I have an incredible story about that. So I mentioned my brother died of brain cancer at the age of 26. My mom has never been the same. She developed breast cancer twice from the stress, and losing my father as well a year after my brother. So she just was never the same woman. She was on 2 different antidepressants. And she had tried to go off many times in the last 25 years, but we'd have had interventions because she just couldn't function. Well, since being on this patch, she got off of both of her antidepressants. I made her talk to her doctor, and she weaned off one after about a year, and she weaned off the other one after about another 6 months. She's completely off her cholesterol medication. So my mom is taking nothing. And she's even weaned off of supplements because she didn't even feel like they were doing anything. She's a different person. I feel like I had my mom back. So that is incredible. And that's why I really stress to people, give it time. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. That was where I lost my C-section scar. And within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. So there was a study that was done that people that wore this patch for at least 6 months, their heart reversed in age by 8 years. So there's a lot of things we're hearing about pericarditis, myocarditis. People need to be on this patch like now, especially if you want to reverse age. It's not anti-aging, it's age reversal. So how do you wear it? You put it on your body and you wear it for 12 hours. You throw the patch away, or you can do like I do and you put it in your plants, or you put it in your garden and watch your plants grow. I can't get over how big my plants are and how beautiful they are. And sometimes I'm not always the best with remembering to water them. So the fact that my plants are just gorgeous, it just is another testament that these patches, this phototherapy is real. These 2 spots that they show, which is right behind the neck, that bony knob that sticks out the bottom of our neck, the base of our neck, and right underneath our belly button. Those are the 2 places they used because they are really high frequency acupuncture points, but they also wanted to keep it consistent for the studies, because if they were placing it all over the place, there wouldn't be consistency. So this is the 2 places that they recommend. However, you can put this patch anywhere on your body. It's systemic. It will go wherever your body needs it. So just like when we're born, the first cell that is active in our body is a stem cell. This is going to look for that organ that may need help, or that tissue that may need help, and turn into that stem cell. So it's pretty incredible. You can wear more than one at a time. The main thing that I will stress over and over and over again is that you need to drink plenty of water. At least, I would say, half of your body weight in ounces. So everybody who tells me, I don't feel great on this, I have a headache, they're not drinking any water. There's a detox that occurs when you do something for your body that's helping it. Just like when people give up sugar or they stop eating carbs, they're going to have a headache, or they give up their coffee, they're going to have a headache. There's a detox. You need to make sure you're drinking water to help flush all the toxins out that these patches are helping to rid your body of. So again, I mentioned this is at info.com. That's where you can find all the studies and any different questions that you may have. So a little bit about the company. Company is 19 years old. Actually, it's 20. It just turned 20 years. Went from $20 million when this patch first came to fruition. The company was already making $20 million in 2021. It was making $320 million in 2022 after the patches were brought to market, and then over $430 million in 2023. So now we're in 2024. We are making $50 million a month. It's that incredible. This patch works that well that the growth going from in 2021, $20 million a year, to 2024, $50 million a month. That is exponential, guys. So when someone tells me this doesn't work, I say, well, maybe you're part of the 2%, because 98% of the people feel the effects. And a lot of times the people that don't are either not consistent, they're not wearing it every day, or they're not drinking their water. So this is different from any other product. It's not a Me Too product. It's not skincare. It's not, vitamins. It's not hair product. It is a stem cell activating patch. People are paying millions of dollars to get stem cell injections. I mean, what's his name? Tony Robbins talked about it in his book, Life Force. $25,000 for stem cell injection that he gets every year. I mean, that adds up and adds up. And over time, you're in the millions, and not everybody has that kind of money. What the beautiful thing is that when I talk to people about it, they've never heard of it. But yet this company is making $50 million a month. So I guarantee within the next year, this is going to be a household name, because there are so many people that are getting off their medication. And remember, it does not treat, cure, or prevent any disease. However, it's given your body the ability to heal itself, what God intended for us, for our bodies to heal itself. And it's beautiful because we're in 75 countries. So I've been able to help people all over the world. I have someone in Europe that's currently using the patches and seeing great results. This company is ranked number one in momentum out of any other network marketing company in the world. So that is unbelievable. I want to quickly share with you some before and after pictures. So just hold tight, because this is going to blow your mind. This is someone who had heart surgery. So if you look from July 2017 to July 2018, the scar did not heal very well. So the open heart surgery went well, but the scar was really ugly. Give it a month with this patch. They found out about the patch, they put it on, and a month later, their scar is almost completely gone. It's a friend of mine, she's a doctor. She did not use this for beauty purposes, but that was the byproduct. She was actually climbing this, I forget what country she was going to, but she was going through a divorce, and she's like, I'm going to do this climb. That's the hardest climb. And she's in her 60s. And she said, and I just want to be able to keep up. Well, she did it with 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. Remember, she's 60. She said they couldn't keep up with her. She could not believe the endurance, the stamina. She wasn't sore. She wasn't tired. And then she took this picture after 3 months, and she said, Michelle, look at my skin. Look at my hair. I'm like a completely different person. So it's just incredible. Here's another woman. She used it for a year, and it completely changed her face. I mean, she was riddled with inflammation, riddled with excess water weight. I used the patch, and I don't tout this as a weight loss product. What I tout this as is a product that brings your body back into balance. So if you have any problems with your thyroid or with your hormones, this will balance it all out, and your body will be back in homeostasis, and it will be able to properly function. So her face is very thin, her hair's grown in thicker, she looks 20 years younger. Here's someone that used it and noticed that her hair was growing in back to its original color. So she decided to stop coloring it, and she now has dark hair. And again, look at her face. All the inflammation in her face is gone. So 9 months, she has not colored her hair, and it went back to its original color. Someone who might have an allergy, any type of allergy. This guy's allergic to bee stings. Look at his eyes closed up, one eye closed up where he was stung. He put it on, and 20 minutes later, his eye opened up and all the swelling went down, and he felt so much better. So it's for bee stings or any other allergic reaction. It's also for circulation. This woman has terrible varicose veins, and within 30 days, you can barely even see them. Vitiligo. This disease is incurable. This disease, you have to be on really high doses of pharmaceutical drugs. This poor man's liver was so taxed, you can see the skin was almost jaundice, and he just felt horrible. The backs of his ears were bleeding. He got on this within 3 months. You can almost barely see any vitiligo left. He had a little bit on his lips, one little spot underneath his eye, just a little bit in his ear, but his skin is back to its normal color. Even his eyes aren't as yellow. He feels great, and he's off of his medication. Go figure. Wound healing. So this little kid cut the top of their finger off. It was gangrenous. They thought they were going to lose the finger, but 2 months after being on, or not, with 2 months completely healed the finger, but that took about, I would say, a couple of weeks for the finger to feel better. But within 2 months, it was completely repaired. You can't even see that the finger was cut off. This was a boy who was snowboarding, and he had a job interview, and he said to his mom, "How am I going to go to a job interview with this scar on my face?" He kissed a rock and it was really bad. Well, within 5 days, his skin was completely back to normal and he had his interview. It's also great for hair growth. I mean, that's a month and a half. And this is a different patch. This is glutathione, which is the master antioxidant and master detoxer. It completely changed his acne-prone skin. So there's some unbelievable testimonials. But I'm going to get back into my other slides because I wanted to get into how this works. So some of you may just be interested in using the product for your health, and that's great. I do know that sometimes people, when they are using this, after a while, they're like, it's another bill. I don't want to have another bill. But so many people go out and spend $5 a day on Starbucks, or, go get massages often. I say it is a matter of prioritizing what's important in your life. If this is something that's going to reverse age and bring your body back to the way it's supposed to be, why not spend $4 a day for your health? But if you don't want to do that, you can share it with people. And that was my goal, was to do it as a business because I'm a health fitness advocate and I had a lot of clientele. So right away, I knew this was something, a business opportunity. When I heard stem cells, I knew that it was going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry in the next 3 to 5 years. So I wanted to be a part of that market. But there are people that just want to use it, and that's completely fine. My mom and my sister are just using it. And I'm teaching people how to actually get the product paid for. And it's just a matter of telling 4 to 5 people. So it's a binary, and you have a right leg and a left leg. And if you just tell 3 people on your right and maybe 2 people on your left, or vice versa, or even, 5 people total, you can get your product paid for. It's just a matter of sharing it, just like we share a movie or a great restaurant or a new pair of shoes. It's that simple. And that's why we call it relational marketing, or network marketing, because you're networking with people and you want to share something that has totally changed your life. So here's a very important thing that can happen when you actually start sharing it with people. So the first way is the binary, where you can make up to $25,000 a week. And I have 2 friends that are doing that right now in Florida. So it's not bad to be making $1 million a year in this company. And they've only been doing this for a little over 2 years. But what happens is, after you max out at the $25,000, you can actually make multi-level bonuses. It's like profit sharing. So they match whatever your team is making and sends it back to you. So everybody that I sign up, I make 25% of. Everybody that my personals sign up, like my sister, she signs up somebody, I make 20% of them. And let's say my sister's friend signs up somebody, I make another 20% of them. And this is where the earnings are exponential. So, for those of you that are business minded, you can see that's a very cool way of getting paid. And most corporations don't do that. So that's why this is an amazing company. So these are the ways that you can get in. There's a silver package, there's a gold package, and there's a diamond package. I went in as a diamond because I saw it as a business opportunity, and I knew I was going to get higher bonuses for signing up as a diamond, and I knew that I wouldn't have to pay for 3 months of auto ship in order to stay active. So I was saving $600 right there just going in as a diamond. I was also getting higher bonuses, so I knew the more people that I signed up, the faster I would get my money back. So I had my initial investment of $1,600 completely paid back to me within 5 days. I just got 4 of my closest family or friends involved, and my products was paid for. And then I had my inventory to share with others. But for someone that might not be serious about getting in and just may want to just dip their foot in the water with doing this as a business, $500 is a very affordable price, and you get enough for you and your spouse or significant other. And then you have 3 extra sleeves to share with other people. So 1 sleeve is enough for 1 person for 30 days. There's 30 patches in each sleeve. So this is kind of, a starter level business builder that, you know, it gives you enough product to share. But if neither of those sound right to you and you just want to try the product and you want you and your spouse or significant other or your mother and a friend to try it, this is silver is a really good deal. It's $300 for 3 sleeves, and you try it out and you get on auto ship after that. And like I said, you got to stay on this for at least a month for every decade of life. And you know, once you're on, you pick that first package. Okay, this is a one-time thing. It's not like you're paying $1,500 every month. This is a one-time starter package. And after that, 30 days later, your auto ship begins. Once you're on auto ship, then you can get on either 1 or 2 sleeves. 1 sleeve is $100 per month. 2 sleeves is $200 per month. If you're doing it as a business, then you need to be on 2 sleeves and you need to be in as a gold or above. And that's what will help you to get to what's called a manager. And once you're at manager, you're pretty much getting your product paid for. So you're getting your profits back. But this is the team that we're on. It's called This Is It Team, and we are the fastest growing team in the entire company. We were behind Japan about a year and a half ago, but we surpassed Japan, and now This Is It Team is the fastest growing team in the entire company. And like I said, we're in over 75 countries. So it's an unbelievable organization. I'm going to go back to one more screen, and then we will answer any questions that you guys might have. So I have several people, a lot of my friends are in the business with me, and I have a lot of managers in my business. And some of my friends, they, with inflation and the recession, a lot of people are having a hard time just paying for groceries. So I said to a couple of my friends who didn't really want to do it crazy as a business, but they didn't want to have to pay for their product. I said, let's get you to manager. And a manager can get you up to $1,500 a week. And one of my friends, when she was starting to make an extra $200-300 a week, she said, Michelle, that's life-changing. That's like helping me pay for my daughter's schooling. That's helping me get, you know, my nails done or extra groceries. So that was pretty awesome. And she's bringing in the lower end of this. I'm considered an executive director. I just hit it in April. And my sponsor who signed me up, my friend Diana from Florida, she's a presidential director. She signed up maybe a week before me. And then the person who signed her up is a senior presidential director. So it's really crazy how much can be made in this business if that's something that you're interested in. If you're interested in just doing it as something that just to turn your life around, I say the time is now, make your move. You know, how many of you had to put your life on hold because of aches and pains or because of something serious, some sort of sickness? You have other options, and this option is so easy. You just put on a patch and you wear it for 12 hours and you take it off and rest, and then you repeat the next day. So at 7 a.m., I put my patch on. At 7 p.m., the patch comes off. And then the next day I start fresh, new patch, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. So do you want to feel pain-free and or financially free? Time is now. Let's start asking some questions. Let me know what it is that I can help you to answer so that you guys can get all the information that you need. So if you wanted to either type in the chat box or just unmute yourself, but please ask away. And hi, Brittany, I didn't realize that you were on. It's good to see you. Brittany, actually, if you wanted to tell your testimonial, Brittany she's got a plethora of knowledge. Why don't you tell a little bit about yourself?
Okay, sorry, I'm just now joining late, so I apologize.
No problem.
We were cherry picking it at the playground, and but anyways, so I'm a physical therapist. I am also a health coach. I've been using Lifewave. It'll be 2 years in October. I may use the Alavida, which is a skin patch. I use that at night. So that's been my routine as of late. I have several customers. Well, I have lots of customers that are seeing good results. And most recently, I had a customer share with me about his kidney function. So he is currently dealing with kidney disease, and they measure your kidney function with this GFR test. And normal is 60, a number of 60, and dialysis, which is basically when your kidneys are failing, that's a number of 15. And his number was 38. And he wore the patches for 3 months, but he really didn't wear them that long because the first 2 months he was sharing them with his wife and he was only using them every other day. And then she realized it was helping him. So she decided, you know what, you need this every day. So for the last month out of those 3 months, he was using them every day. And his number after 3 months, his blood work came back and it improved from 38 to 50. So they're very happy. They want to continue to use the patches. And like I said, 60 is normal. So he's only 10 points away from being in a normal kidney function range, which is really great. No more.
It's amazing. That is amazing. And tell everybody what you do.
So I'm a physical therapist and I'm a health coach. I like to focus on holistic health. So this, like the patches are really up my alley because there's no drugs, there's no stimulants, there's nothing to interact with anything that you're already taking or anything going on in the body. And we're really just biohacking. Like, I think it's so cool that we can biohack and just stimulate what's already in our God-given bodies. And then, that's just really neat to me that David Schmidt's been able to develop the technology to do that. And it really just, like I said, it's all natural. And that's really the route that I've been going with myself and my family for about the past 7 years. It's been a journey because I started out in like traditional medicine and as a physical therapist working in big hospitals. And that's where I started my career, was in Pittsburgh hospitals. So I thought that was the way to go. And there's been no going back, and it's been wonderful everything to learn and a whole new way and a whole new path and a whole new way to take care of themselves. It's very empowering.
Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Awesome. Your testimony was great.